What's up, guys? This is Mike here at Casino Comics. Go ahead and drop down a quick comic video. Got a little time and mail some stuff off. Time to do one. We're here for the comics anyway, so let's start talking about comics. I picked up Moon Knight, issue number 6. In this issue, 8-Ball, Soldier, and the rest of the Midnight Mission are out on the streets trying to protect everybody from the vampires. They come around, one guy that's in the apartment, he's kind of afraid of them because they are vampires, and he's afraid to go with them. So they leave him in his apartment and take off. And as they're battling and seeing all the death on the streets, they decide to go back to the apartment and say, well, if you're not going to go with us, we're just going to stay here, make sure you're safe. And they slowly start talking back and forth, and he finally gets up the nerve to leave with them. And as they're walking out, they see the moons done rose in the sky. And they be like, what's that? They done freed Moon Knight. So see if Mark Spector, the original Moon Knight, comes back. Picked up Blood Hunt, issue number 4. You probably need to read this before you read the Midnight I just showed, because in this they show Tigra and Hunter's Moon actually at Asgard pulling an old smash and grab. They're trying to free. Why can't I think of the god's name all of a sudden? It's a blank. They're trying to free the god that resurrects Moon Knight. And at the end of the book, they bring on the Wrecker with his crowbar, and apparently they free him. The moon has risen in New York. Moon Knight might be back. Picked up Union Jack, the Ripper. I don't know much about the Union and Jack and all that. They started out in the invaders and come all into the modern world. He's showing a lot of vampire killing, though. This book's kind of bloodier than the rest. I just like it. Picked up Midnight Suns, issue number 2. In this, Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Talia, all the people that's in the Midnight Suns have the same dream about a hospital in Chicago. So they all load up and go to Chicago. And while they're there, Blade attacks. But it's kind of like a little distraction, trying to get them to leave the hospital. For some reason, they have to stay there. Some kind of door to the underworld has been released there, and they need to close it. And if you ain't been reading the Blood Hunt, figuring it out yet, it's not Blade. The Blade is possessed by the very first vampire there ever was. And that's who it is. Picked up Absolute Power, Ground Zero. Now, if it keeps going like it is, it'll be a pretty good book. In this book, it just sets up the stages. Shows Amanda Waller finding Failsafe, trying to activate him, using all the time traveling people in the DC universe to her advantage to try to travel here and there. And at the end, she's actually hooked up to the computers and everything. The little girl that Brainiac had, she's found him and she's raised her. And that's the one that at the end is going to help her take away the powers. I think it's going to be a good read. Might get disappointed, but I'm thinking it's a pretty good read. I picked up Giant-Sized Daredevil, issue number 1. It's a one-shot. But you need to read this book before you read Daredevil, issue number 10. Okay? And this book shows Wilson Fisk, and it shows it's him, but he's possessed by the sin greed. And that's who's controlling Wilson Fisk and showing all through the movies and everything just to get to Daredevil. Right here, Daredevil, issue number 10, of course. In this book, it shows that he's been in the giant-sized Daredevil. I mean, Kingpin was dropping down little bloody crumbs for Daredevil to follow to find him. He finally finds him, and then Daredevil finally realizes that it's not Wilson Fisk, but he's being possessed by one of the sins, greed. And I don't know, Wilson Fisk just kicks a mud puddle into him, throws him down an elevator shaft, and that's how the book ends. But I've enjoyed this run of Daredevil. I like him battling bad guys and also battling the demons. Now I picked up Creature from a Black Lagoon Lives, issue number 3. Story's been picking up. The cop It's following the serial killer, the one that tried to kill her. He tried to drown her. That's what it is in the very first, and that's why she's followed him to the Amazon, and she almost drowned again in the last issue. In this issue, the creature from Black Lagoon actually has a little bond with her, and she's trying to find it. Now she's tracking down the serial killer, and he sets a trap for him. He finds her and he drags her into a cave where he's been keeping up for the last month. And he's took a knife and some thread and a needle, and he's done mutilated himself. He's actually got, it looked like creatures from the Black Lagoon claws, and gave himself some gills, and opened his chest up. He looked kind of creepy on the last page. I can't wait till the next issue comes out to see how it all ends. I believe it's the last issue. 4 issues, I believe. The Universal Monsters run with Dracula and the creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm not an art buff. I like a good story first. But this has got both. Just like Dracula has. It's got a good story. The art's good. If you like the kind of like the creatures and the ghosts and all that, check out Universal Monsters. But yeah, I was just on Whatnot. Just got it on while I was getting ready for work and stuff like that. And sometimes I like to buy something just for a cover. Right here I picked up 4-Star Spectacular Giant, number 6. It's got Superboy on the cover. Battling Crypto. It's got 4 different little stories in it. It's got a Wonder Woman story, Black Hawk story, Superboy, Crypto. The Superboy Revenge Squad tries to poison him with Red K, Kryptonite, so he'll hate each other, so they'll fight. It's an okay book. I like the cover. I like the old issues. So like me. All right, guys, that's all I picked up this week. I hope y'all have a good week. July 4th is coming up. It's going to be a busy weekend. All our concerts are sold out. I know I'm going to be packing in some 12-hour days starting Friday. So hopefully I'll make it through that. See y'all next week. All right, y'all. Peace.